Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so now I'm back with part three, the promotion going into this fight. Now, keep in mind, this fight was announced in February. So, to promote this fight in efforts to make sure this fight is anticipated to be the most successful fight financially, commercially, just etc., etc., Floyd and Manny Pacquiao went on a massive promotional tour, city to city tours, TV station to TV station, radio station to radio station, promoting this fight. Because they needed this fight to pay big dividends for both men because both men were promised astronomical amounts of money for this fight. Manny Pacquiao was promised anywhere from 70 to 80 million dollars. Floyd Mayweather was promised over $100 million. So for this fight to be successful, both of these men had to play their role in promoting this fight. And in the long run, it paid off, and I'll talk about that later. But leading up to this fight, certain media outlets try to portray this as good versus evil, bad versus good, where Manny Pacquiao was portrayed as the wholesome good guy versus Floyd Mayweather, the very bad person. Now, a lot of people wanted to play off the fact that Floyd had issues outside of boxing with, the mother of his children, who is now deceased. Allegedly Floyd Mayweather attacked her for some apparent reason. We don't know details, but nevertheless, Floyd Mayweather did a short stint in jail, and basically he got out and went on with his life. You know, but the media played off of that. And Floyd had a couple of other incidents, and then Floyd had said some remarks about Manny Pacquiao that had been redeemed or deemed anti-Semitic. He had made comments about Jeremy Lin that some people found to be anti-Semitic, which it wasn't, which he was telling the absolute truth on how sometimes the media over sensationalize, people that don't happen to be black, that's faring well in a sport or some kind of genre that's dominated by primarily blacks. So they played off of that stuff. But then what the media didn't tell you, that Manny Pacquiao had several incidents outside of boxing. Manny Pacquiao was allegedly arrested for, storming into somebody's a politician's office trying to strong arm him. Then Manny Pacquiao was linked to several extramarital affairs where he allegedly fathered children outside of marriage. And then Manny Pacquiao had a serious drinking problem and a gambling problem. So Manny Pacquiao had a lot of issues outside of boxing as well as Floyd Mayweather. But at the end of the day, the media wanted to cover it up and try to portray this as good versus evil when neither man wasn't no more good or evil than each other. So then that's how the media tried to play it. Then there was also the fact that you had a lot of bloggers, a lot of YouTube content creators who basically tried to play Floyd and Manny Pacquiao up against each other, who tried to make this, well, they didn't try, they made it a race thing. You had a lot of instigating. You had a lot of people making videos or people coming on content creators channel attacking Floyd in the black community, calling Floyd a thug and all that kind of stuff, saying Floyd was a racist. But yet, leading up to the fight, Manny Pacquiao's promoter Freddie Roach said the N-word to Dante's Boxing Nation. But he was supposed to be paraphrasing what somebody else had said, which he got a complete pass for that. But then you had a lot of people that were instigating and attacking black content creators and attacking, black people as a whole. You had a lot of Hispanic people who decided they were going to root for Manny Pacquiao, even though Manny Pacquiao was deemed the Mexicutioner, and we could have made a whole argument about was that anti-Semitic or what you would call, bigoted towards Hispanics, which I don't care. I don't care about them. I'm just keeping it 100, real talk. But you had a lot of people making this fight about race. The attacks on Floyd Mayweather, calling his fans Flomos, calling Floyd was called Floyd Mayrunner, which he isn't even a runner. He's a boxer. But you just had all these racial attacks, towards black content creators, even black people that would comment. But then the main instigators was the lamestream, primarily white media, who was provoking the situation, who they decided they were going to root for Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. Now, keep in mind, these are the same people that talk pride and country. It's all about the American. You don't root for anybody outside of America. You always go for the American fighter. But yeah, Floyd was an American fighter. But you had all these pale faces and non-blacks and Hispanics ride for Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao was not born in the States. But they will probably come in the comment section and make excuses because that's what they do. And that's why I don't fuck with a lot of them. But the racial element surrounding this fight was just, it was tense. And this went on from pretty much from February to fight night. Just several horrible comments. I just started my channel at the time and I was just talking about this fight. I was just saying who was going to win, who I thought would win, why would they win, how would they win. I predicted that Floyd would just more than likely outbox Manny Pacquiao. I thought Floyd would easily beat Manny Pacquiao, which he did. But leading up to the fight, I had primarily, Manny Pacquiao fans based off their names. They were Filipinos. They were making all these racial remarks about black people, but yet they were the same ones crying about remarks Floyd Mayweather had made towards Manny Pacquiao. But keep in mind, people have been making racial remarks about Floyd and black fighters, long before I even got on YouTube. I didn't come on YouTube till 2015, but I've been watching YouTube since 2011, watching the guys like 7, 8, a couple of other people, Blood and all them type of people. So I've been watching them for a while. And I would see the comments that would get made. But you never had none of these so-called content creators condemn the racial remarks that was made towards black fighters and black people by Hispanics and Asians and the Mayonnaise Nation. And as I said before, the Mayonnaise Nation was the main people provoking this fight, being messy, instigating, because that's what they do. But what happened was Manny Pacquiao was their representation. As I said before, he was the adopted white hope because they was hoping that he would shut down and beat up this arrogant, loudmouth, black man by the name of Floyd Mayweather, even though it didn't happen. And like I said, I saw some very disrespectful remarks. But then, as I said before, I had warned people to stop doing that. And then when I returned fire, then all of a sudden you had these people making videos, saying that we're race baiting, because the main people that put it on the front line was me and Ticket TV, because we had came to a conclusion. We got tired of the racial attacks towards, black fighters and black people. So, after me and Ticket, started riding and started returning fire, of course, you had these content creators playing victim, saying why, this, which eventually led to the LDBC being formed. And then, of course, you had all these people. You had, like I said, the dog pedophile. You had the dude that lived in a van and a couple of other people. Some wannabe gang banging Filipino dude, basically talking a bunch of shit, provoking the situation. And then you had the media provoking the situation, making this a race thing without exactly saying race, but we knew what they was doing. So all the way up into the fight, this is what people went through. Like I said, people that didn't even have a horse in a race, like the Hispanics or or the whites, all decided to ride with Manny Pacquiao for the most part. And they had aligned themselves and formed an alliance to attack black content creators and black people. So that's when I gave them the middle finger and I saw what time it was. And that's why I basically said I don't trust anybody. And I was like, basically, fuck everybody, because it needed to be said. So like I said, this went on for months. For months. So that's all I got to say about that. Next video coming soon. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.